Yeah, now it's fine. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So, have you been doing the assignments that are like sent to you after the class?
1 second, ma'am. 1 second. Okay, ma'am. Tell me. Yeah. Okay, listen.
Hmm. Yeah, I was asking, have you been doing the assignments that are sent to you after the class? The questions?
The last one, I'll be doing today. I'll be submitting it all today.
The last one you'll be submitting today.
Yeah.
Okay. It's advisable to do it on time so that, your concepts are caught up on time. And while doing it, did you have difficulties?
No.
You were able to
I.
write down the answers?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the previous one that is pending, do it today, okay? Because you'll have two today. The one that I'm going to teach today and the one from before. So pay attention to that, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now today we're going to start a new chapter. Did you have any difficulties in the previous chapter?
No.
All right, okay. Now to start with the new chapter, that is organization of an organism. Now, inside the body of the organism, there are multiple cells, there are multiple organs and tissues and whatnot. Now, we are going to the very basic level and talking about all the cell structure, all the different kinds of cell structures that are present in the body of organism. Clear?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about the cell, a very, you can say, definitive line for cell is that it is the structural and functional unit of life. Meaning, if any organism does not have a cell present in his or its body, then that organism will not be counted as living. So the cell is the basic necessity for life. It is structural, meaning it forms the structure, as well as it forms it does all the necessary functions. And all the living organisms, they are made up of cells. Clear? Anything or
Yeah.
any structure that is not made up of a cell will not be considered as living. Clear?
Yeah.
Now there, like, see, plants are there, then there are animals, right? Two types of organisms. If we, you can say, classify organisms as a whole, then there is the plants and then there is the animals, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Now the plants will have 100% plant cells and the animal cells. Now both the plant and animal cells, they are similar to each other in many ways, but they have some major differences because obviously both of them are different organisms. See, these three things that you see right in front of you, first is cellulosic cell wall, meaning a cell wall which is made up of cellulose, then permanent vacuoles and chloroplast. These three things, they are the structures which are present in the plant cell, but they are absent in the animal cell. These three things, the cell wall, the permanent vacuole, and the chloroplast. These three things, they are absent in animal cells, but they are present in the plant cell. Clear?
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and you like, there is no exception to this. These three things, they are present only and only in plants and they are absent in all the animals. Now,
Chloroplast, permeable vacuoles, and the last first one
permanent,
is the
permanent
cell wall.
vacuoles.
The cell wall, yeah.
Yeah,
And then the
first,
cell wall.
yeah. First is cellulosic cell wall. Cellulosic means it is made from cellulose. So a cell wall which is made up of cellulose, a vacuole that is permanent, and chloroplast. These three structures are not present in animals and they are present in plants, We will discuss each of these structures in depth, but just for now, you should know that these three structures are not present in animals. Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Now moving forward, the structures that are found inside the cell are known as cell organelles. Okay, see, the structures, the tiny structures that are found inside the cell, we'll call them as cell organelles. Now, let's see what are the names of the cell components. First, there is cell membrane, then nucleus, then there is cytoplasm, there is ribosome, mitochondria, vacuoles, cell wall. All of these are the structures that are found inside the cell. These are the components of the cell. Now, to begin with, we'll talk about cell membrane. Now, cell membrane, it has another name, which is plasma membrane. So, if you say cell membrane or if you say plasma membrane, the meaning is the same. So, cell membrane can also be called as the plasma membrane. It separates the cell from the external environment. It is, just imagine if this is the cell, then the cell membrane is present on the outer surface, protecting it from the external environment. And the nature of this cell membrane is selectively permeable. Selectively permeable membrane. What do you understand by selectively permeable?
It only lets a few substances in and a few substances out.
Very good.
Specific.
Exactly. And see, I have written here only, right? It has a selective control of what goes in and out of the cell. That is why the plasma membrane, whether it is in the case of plant cell or whether it is in the case of animal cell, the plasma membrane will be selectively permeable in nature. So starting with the outermost layer, that is the cell membrane. Now talking about the second cell organelle, that is the nucleus. Now, nucleus, just like how our brain is the control house of our whole body, anything that
Nucleus is a
happens in the body.
powerhouse of this.
No. It's not the powerhouse.
No, sorry, the
Nucleus, no.
control house.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse. Nucleus is
Yeah.
the control house. Okay? Nucleus is the control house of the cell, and the sole purpose of nucleus being present is to contain the genetic material, the material of heredity, that is DNA. So inside the nucleus, our genetic material is present, which is the DNA. Do you know the full form of DNA?
No, I don't remember.
It is deoxy. Is it?
It's
You can try.
deoxyribonucleic acid.
Correct. Exactly. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Oh, nucleic.
Yeah. Deoxyribonucleic acid. That is the full form of DNA. And this deoxyribonucleic acid, it is present in the nucleus. Okay. And it is our genetic material, right? It is the material that is passed on from one generation to another generation, right? That is DNA. Clear? So this DNA is present in the nucleus. Now the next is the cytoplasm. Now cytoplasm, it is, just imagine it like the whole space inside the cell. Okay, it is a jelly-like substance present in the cell. All the cell organelles are embedded in the cytoplasm. For example, if this is the cell, okay, this outer structure will be the plasma membrane, right? For example, if I'm drawing a nucleus, okay, this is a nucleus. Now this area that I'm shading, this area, this will be the cytoplasm. Meaning cytoplasm is where the mitochondria, the vacuoles, the Golgi apparatus, like all the cell organelles will be present inside the, or you can say embedded, sort of like fixed onto the cytoplasm.
Yeah.
So cytoplasm, it is the jelly-like substance present in the cell.
It's 80% water. It's 80%
Yeah.
water.
Yes. all the cell organelles are embedded in the cytoplasm. And you can, like, this is a very famous line about cytoplasm, that cytoplasm is the arena of all the cellular activities, meaning every single activity that happens in terms of the cell, that happens in the cytoplasm only. Okay, so it is the arena, just like how there is an arena for boxing. In
Yeah.
that arena only boxing happens, nowhere outside. Same thing happens here also. All the cellular activities happens in this arena, that is the cytoplasm. Is it clear?
Yeah, it is.
All right, now moving on, that is ribosome. Now ribosomes are structures that sort of look like this. Okay, it has
Yeah.
two subunits, one smaller and one larger. It is the site of protein synthesis. The protein, whenever our body or the other cell or the organ or the tissue, wherever protein is required, that protein is provided by the ribosome. Okay, so where the proteins are actually synthesized in the ribosome. Clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Now this ribosome, if we are talking about, okay, wait. No. Do you know the difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes?
What, ma'am?
Do you know the difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes?
Eukaryotes and
Prokaryotes.
prokaryotes.
Hmm.
One is they're unicellular cells, and one is a unicellular cell. Prokaryotes are unicellular cells, and and eukaryotes are uh, I don't
No,
remember for
see,
eukaryotes.
it's not in the terms of you can say,
Like there are multiple differences.
yeah, there are multiple differences. The number of cells present in them is not the major difference. The major difference is that if the nucleus is surrounded by a membrane, then that is a eukaryote. But if
Hmm.
the nucleus is not surrounded by a membrane, then that is a prokaryote. Okay? Prokaryotes are the most simplest and the most primitive organisms. The eukaryotes are the most advanced ones. Now, talking about this ribosome, the ribosome in the case of prokaryotic organism is of 70S type. And if we are talking about the eukaryotic organism, then the ribosome is of 80S type. Like
The
a
ribosome is
ribosome,
what?
80S and 70S. See, ribosome is of two types. Okay, it can be 70S or 80S. It is a type. Okay, if the ribosome is 70S type, then it is present in the prokaryotes. And if it is 80S, it is present in the eukaryote. Clear?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Oh,
Could you say one more time though?
yeah. Are you able to see what I've written with the red ink?
No.
No, right? That is why you're having difficulty, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait. See, what I was saying was the ribosomes are of two types. Okay. If I say what are the two types of ribosomes, so you'll say the ribosome can be of 70S type or it can be of 80S type. Okay. Now,
S
this
type.
70S type of ribosome, it is present in the prokaryotic organism. And this 80S is present in the eukaryotic organism. Here,
Yeah.
yeah, the type of ribosome which is present in the eukaryotes, it will be much more advanced as compared to the prokaryotic ones. But the function of both of them will be the same, that is protein synthesis. So don't forget the function. The function is the most important thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you understand what I said?
So S type is
See, I'm not going into much depth because it is not for your syllabus. It's actually for higher classes. But this
Okay.
S is for sedimentation. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that what function it performs. Just remember that 70S and 80S are the types of ribosome. The 71 is present in the eukaryotes, and the 80S is present in the the 70S is present in the prokaryotes, and the 80S is present in the eukaryotes. Clear?
Yeah.
Just remember it as a type of ribosome. The higher one, the better one will be present in the eukaryote, since eukaryotes are more advanced, and the lower one, the less advanced one, will be present in the prokaryotes. But the function of both of these type of ribosomes will be same, that is protein synthesis. Clear?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, doubts are there?
No.
Now moving forward, we have mitochondria. Now the powerhouse of the cell that you were saying, this is the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and it is a sausage-shaped cell organelle. Mostly mitochondria is like this. Okay, and
Yeah.
in the mitochondria, the aerobic respiration takes place. Aerobic respiration means in the presence of oxygen. The respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen is aerobic respiration. And that happens in the mitochondria. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
Now we come on to the vacuoles. Now vacuoles are the cell organelles that stores or isolates the harmful materials. It stores small nutrients. It maintains water balance, and it provides structural support for plant cells. See, vacuoles, they are absent in animal cells. I mean, animal cells can have temporary vacuoles sometimes, but vacuoles are present in plant cells. Just like how we discussed earlier, right? The three things. One of those things was the vacuoles, right? So it is present in like a greater amount in like the plant cells. The plant cells have a lot of vacuoles. Most of their vacuoles are permanent.
Dude,
Okay.
what your voice is cracking.
Is it fine now?
No.
Hello, is it fine?
Yeah, yeah, now it's better.
So I was talking about the vacuoles. Now the function of vacuole is for storage of small nutrients. It maintains the water balance, and it provides the structural support to the plant cells. But the vacuoles, it is absent in animal cells. Clear? Like
Yeah.
you remember the three things that we discussed which are present in the plant cell but are absent in animal cells?
Hmm?
Do you remember the three things that we discussed that were present in the plant cell but they were absent in the animal cell?
Yeah.
Yes. So vacuoles was one of them, right?
Cell
Vacuoles.
walls, vacuum. Yeah.
Now coming on to the
In
cell wall.
prokaryotes.
Now cell wall, no, not in prokaryotes, in plant cell.
Yeah, I'm saying packet.
Now talking about the cell wall. Now cell wall is a layer which is present on top of the plasma membrane. You remember plasma membrane being the outermost layer of the cell? Now when this plasma membrane is surrounded by another wall, and that is the cell wall. It surrounds the plasma membrane, but only in the case of plants. It is made up of cellulose, and it provides structural support to the plant cell. Got it?
Hmm.
Hmm. So cell wall, again, it is present in plant cell, but it is absent in animal cell. Do you have any doubts up until now?
Could you say the last part again?
Sure. See,
Hmm?
first thing is that the cell wall is made like it is surrounding the plasma membrane. Secondly, it is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a compound which makes the cell wall. And lastly, it provides the structural support to the plant cell. It provides the support in terms of structure to the plant cell. Clear? Huh? Is it clear?
Yeah. Can you repeat it? Your voice cracked a lot this time. I'll One
Which
second.
part?
Let me just increase the last part about the cell wall.
See, the cell wall, it is the layer that surrounds the plasma membrane in plants. Like plasma membrane is the outermost layer. But another layer is present surrounding the plasma membrane, and that is the cell wall. Now, this cell wall, in the case of plants, it is made up of cellulose. And what is the function of cell wall? So it provides the structural support to the plant cell. It provides
Yeah.
support in terms of structure to the plant cell. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And this cell wall is absent, absolutely absent in all of the animal cells. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now you can note down. If you do have any doubts, you can ask. Also, was there anything left that you had to note down from the previous chapter?
No, I did everything. Here, next page. Your next page. Next page. Next page. I mean, is it done? Okay. Let's see. Sure, do I draw the things you've drawn and write 76,
If you want to, for
80
your own
less?
understanding, you can do so.
What, ma'am?
You do
What,
not,
ma'am?
if you want to do, like, if you want to draw it, if for your own understanding, you can do so, but it's not necessary to draw.
Okay. Uh, Next one, ma'am. Done.
Any doubts up until now?
No.
All right, there is one more thing. Apart from the cell wall and all of these organelles, there is one thing that is left. That is
That is.
chloroplast.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now chloroplast. Now see, chloroplast, it is the site of photosynthesis. Do you know what photosynthesis means?
Yeah, process of plants making food through oxygen and
Correct.
carbon dioxide.
So it is the site of photosynthesis in the plant cells. Again, obviously, since animals do not do the process of photosynthesis, so the chloroplast will be absent in
Because
them.
they don't have because they don't have a cell wall.
No, it's not because they do
Or
not have the cell
because
wall.
they
It's
don't
because,
chloroplast. They don't have chloroplast
yes, because they do not have
and
the chloro.
chlorophyll in the leaves.
Exactly, correct. Now, apart from that, see, there is a structure which is present in both plant cell and animal cell that is known as the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Now see, endoplasmic reticulum, it is a network-like structure which is found in the cytoplasm. Okay.
Yeah.
It is a network-like structure found in the cytoplasm. Now, talking about this endoplasmic reticulum, it is of two types. First is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and then there is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, this is in terms of their appearance. Okay, now talking about the rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are known as rough because they have ribosomes present. They have ribosomes present on the outer surface, which gives them,
Here, that's rougher, right? Not rough
yeah,
ER. Rougher.
no. It is rough ER, rough
ER.
endoplasmic reticulum.
Ah, okay. Rough
Rough
endoplasm.
endoplasmic reticulum. Same goes for smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And it like the presence of ribosomes on the outer surface gives them a rough appearance. That is why they are known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And talking about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not have ribosomes present. Okay,
Okay.
they do not have ribosome present on them, which provides them a smooth appearance. Is it clear? Any doubts?
No.
Okay, now you can note it down.
Next one. Next one. Done, ma'am.
Do you have any doubts?
No.